So for today's procurement activity, January 17, 2024, we will be having the private conference for 4 civil work projects, particularly 24B0012, 24B0047, 24B0048, and 24B0049. And after this private conference, we will likewise have the pre-procurement conference. No? So before we start, may I request everyone to please stand for a short prayer to be led by Engineer Bernard. Sir.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Vice Chair. Let's all bow our heads as we humble ourselves before the presence of the Lord. Almighty Father God, we come before you this morning to thank you for the love and grace you have bestowed upon us. We thank you for granting us the strength to win the battles of everyday life. Lord, we do not know what we will face today, but we know that you are watching over us at every moment. We are willing to walk in your way. May you continue to guide us and to make the right choices for decisions we make. In Jesus' name we pray.
Okay, thank you, Sir Bernard. So for the preliminaries, may I request Sir Arman to please check the details.
Yes, good morning sa ating lahat. Good morning, Vice Chair. For this private conference, January 17, we have for the back members, we have the Vice Chairman, Attorney Henry Kevin M. De Leon, Attorney Mary Queen Omoke, the Chief of the Administrative Division, Engineer Bernard P. Calabazaro, the Chief of the Quality Assurance Hydrology Division, Engineer Rosalinda T. Salvatierra, the Chief of the Maintenance Division, Engineer Cecil M. Santos, the Chief of the Planning and Design Division. So, Mr. Vice Chair, so we have a quorum, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, so based on the attendance, we have a quorum, so we call this private conference to order. Please proceed, Sir.
For present TW members, the Engineer Menardo S. Maestre, the Chief of the Equipment Management Division.
Present.
Engineer Harold A. Alvarez.
Present, sir.
Engineer Joel D. Bossi.
Present, sir.
Engineer James George B. Antonio. Ma'am Adeluz L. Capasilio. And Engineer David R. Hidalgo. For our observer, Mr. Barker, we have Mr. Benjamin Lasam, representative from the Commission on Audit. And from the Secretariat, we have Engineer Larry Tasem, yours truly, and Christian Capello, Jane Liara, and Salome Kalimat. That's all you know. Vice Chair.
Okay, so thank you, Sir Arman, for that. So we now proceed with the presentation of the first contract for today. It is 24B00012. So I would like to request Ma'am Cecil to please present to us the first project. Ma'am.
Thank you, sir. For our first project for Preventive, the contract ID is 24B00012. The project name is 001, Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System, Bridge Program, Retrofitting, Strengthening of Permanent Bridges, Magapit Bridge, Suspension Bridge, B01113LJ along Junction, Bangag-Magapit Road. It is located in Magapit, Lalo, Cagayan. The implementing office is DPWH Regional Office Number 2. Funding source is the FY 2024 GAA with an APC of 24,125,000. For the brief project description, it's a strengthening of gasket plates at upper and lower lateral braces, replacement of shattered high-strength concrete topping of suspension stand, slurry surface treatment, a suspension span, thermoplastic pavement markings, painting of suspension bridge truss members, main cable, hanger ropes, towers, lower and lateral braces, and strengthened gusset plates. As to the scope of works, for the facilities of the engineer, we have the provision on rental basis, the operation and maintenance of combined field, office, laboratory, and living quarters building for the engineer, provision of furniture, fixtures, equipment, and appliances for the field office of the engineer, provision on rental basis of 4x2 pickup type service vehicle of the engineer, operation and maintenance of the 4x2 pickup type service vehicle of the engineer. With regards to the other general requirements, we have the project billboard or signboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization and demobilization, and environmental management and monitoring. For the earthworks, we have the removal of structures and obstruction of steel, concrete, and other actual structures. For the surface courses, we have slurry surface treatment, or SST. For the bridge construction, the scope of work is furnishing, fabrication, erection of structural steel grade 36 and 50, painting of structural steel, bolts with nuts and washers, structural concrete, 41 megapascal non-shrink, and forms and false works. For the miscellaneous structures, we have the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, white and yellow, and waterproofing on deck slab using epoxy base. The contract duration is 231 calendar days, inclusive of the networking days, predetermined unworkable days, Sundays, and holidays. As for the eligibility requirements, the pickup license size range of at least small b. And for the FLCC, leaders should have completed a contract on major category of work with construction costs of at least 50% of the ABC, which is 12,062,500 pesos of the contract to be due. For the eligibility requirements under major category of works, the BRTS WOP, bridges, retrofitting, steel superstructure without piles. For the similar categories of work, we have BCSDP, bridges, construction, steel superstructure with rivet piles, BCSCP, bridges, construction, steel superstructure with cast-in-place piles. BRHSDP, bridges, rehabilitation of steel superstructure with rivet piles. BRHSDP, bridges, rehabilitation of steel superstructure with cast-in-place piles. BRP, bridges, rehabilitation with board piles. BCP, bridges, construction with board piles. BRS, bridges, rehabilitation steel. BCS, bridges, construction of steel. BRR, bridges, rehabilitation, retrofitting. For the project requirements, for under the work experience requirements for the key personnel, please refer to the bid, data sheet, as well as the minimum major equipment requirement. Please refer to the bid data sheet. That's all, Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you, Cecil. So, any question or point of clarification from the other members of the council? Sir.
I just want to be clarified regarding dun sa slurry. Kung ano ba ang required na thickness?
The usual thickness for slurry surface.
Thank you.
Okay, Sir Metzer.
Vice Chair, I'd like to ask if, with regards to the provision of the 4x2 pickup, is that required to be a brand new or not necessary? Because of the ABC.
Okay, let's check from the program of work if it is indicated therein that this should be brand new service vehicle, sir. So assuming na hindi naka-include yung term na brand new, we will just include it dito sa contract data. Then we will be issuing the necessary bid bulletin to that effect. Pero kung included na siya sa PAO, I think that's sufficient. But as per the President DO, Ma'am Cecil, it should be brand new. Tama po ba? Correct? Yes, ma'am. It should be brand new, ma'am, as per our. Okay. So, any other question? Okay. So, hearing that, so we proceed now to the second contract ID 34B00047 to be presented by Ma'am Rose.
Good morning, Mr. Vice Chair, and to everyone. For contract ID number 24B00047, the project name is Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System Asset Preservation, Preventive Maintenance, Primary Roads, Daang, Maharlika, K0366+000 to K0366+337. The location is in Kawayan City, Isabela. The implementing office is DPWH Regional Office number 2. And the funding source is DPWH FY 2024 JA with an ABC of 21,596,700 pesos. For the project description, it is an asphalt overlay with a length of 0.337 kilometer, 1.348 lane kilometer as per survey, with selective road blocking, 7-day concrete, and other miscellaneous structures. For scope of work, for other general requirements, we have project billboard, signboard, DPWH, COA, DNR, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization, demobilization, and environmental management and monitoring. For earthworks, we have the removal of actual structures, obstruction, ECCP with a thickness of 0.23 meter and 0.30 meter. Excavation, surplus command, and sub-grade preparation. For sub-base and base course, we have aggregate base course, polymer stabilized sub-base, base surface course. For surface course, we have asphalt overlay, PCCP with a thickness of 0.3 meter, 7-day concrete. For miscellaneous structures, we have signs, warning and traffic disruption, internally illuminated pavement level marker, start flash start, bi-directional, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, white and yellow, structural concrete injection and crack repair. For contract duration, with a total of 81 calendar days. For the eligibility requirements, for pickup license must be at least small B. For SLCC, bidder should have completed a contract on major category of works with a construction cost of at least 15% of the ABC, which is 10,798,350 pesos of the contract to be bid. For For the major category of work, RCA, roads, construction, asphalt. For similar categories of work, RRA, roads, rehabilitation, asphalt. For the project requirements, work experience requirements for the key personnel, please refer to the brief data sheet. Likewise with the minimum major equipment requirement. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Rose. Any question for that particular contract, 24B0047? Wala tayong question, Sir Met? Sir?
Medical provider.
Okay. For 47, meron pong provision of vehicle on the rental basis, no? Wala. Facilities to the engineer. Wala. Wala siya. Wala pong mention. Okay. So we now proceed to the okay.
Iba lang ibalik sa second page. Second page ng provision. Second page yan. Ayun dun sa constant miscellaneous structures. Saan ko lang mga magaling structural concrete injection structure eh. Ano yun? Is that yung ginagamit pala dun sa pan? Sa
before laying the asphalt.
Okay, okay na? Okay, okay. Thank you, Sir Bernard. So we proceed to the third project, contract ID 24B0048, to be presented by Engineer.
Engineer, contract ID number 24B00048, the project name of HUSIC, Reliable National Road System, Network Development, Road Widening, Primary Roads, Daang, Maharlika, along kilometer 0271 plus 940 to kilometer 0272 plus 376.3, kilometer 0273 plus 408.7 to kilometer 275 plus 158.1. Location is Nueva, Vizcaya. Implementing office, Solano, Nueva, Vizcaya. Implementing office is PPWH Region 2. Funding source is PPWH Fiscal Year 2024 with an ABC of 154,587,871.42. Brief project description is road widening. Section 1, length equals 412.4 meters. Section 2 is length is 1.751.3 meters. Scope of work, facilities for the engineer. That is the provision, rental basis, operation and maintenance of combined field office, laboratory, and living quarters, building for the engineers, provision of furniture, fixtures, equipment, and appliances for the field office for the engineers, provision, rental basis of 4x2 pickup type service vehicle for the engineer, and operation and maintenance of 4x2 pickup type service vehicle for the engineer. General requirements, we have project billboards, signboards, with DPWH, COA, and DNR. Occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization, demobilization, removal of and relocation of utilities, environmental and management and monitoring. For earthworks, we have the removal of trees, 150 millimeter to 900 millimeter diameter, small and above 900 millimeter diameter pipes. Removal of abrupt structural obstruction, 0.15 meter thick PCCP garden gutter, removal of structures and obstruction concrete, removal of existing guardrail posts and road signs, excavation for surplus common structure, pipe culverts and drain, foundation fill, embankment from roadway structure excavation, subgrade preparation. We have also subbase and base course, polymer stabilized subbase, base and base course. For surface course, we have PCCP 0.3 meters thick with 7-day concrete for widening. Road bridge construction reinforcing steel grade 60, structural concrete 20.68 megapascal for 14 days, structural concrete 27.58 megapascal for 28 days, reinforcing steel bars 340, beam concrete plus B 16.5 megapascal. For drainage and flow protection structures, we have pipe culvert class 4 RCPC with 910 mm diameter, 1,220 mm diameter, and 1,520 mm diameter. Metal frames and buffers, metal frames and gratings, and grouted riprap A, class A. Miscellaneous structures cast in place, that is concrete, curb, and gutter. For signs, we have warning, regulatory, and traffic obstruction. For hazard markers, that is chevron signs. For trees, varnishing, and transplanting. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings for white, that is for white and yellow. And reflectorized thermoplastic rubber strip. The contract duration is net working days is 235 calendar days, predetermined unworkable days, 22 calendar days, Sundays and holidays, 60 days, a total of 317 calendar days. Pickup license, required pickup license is size range of at least A to B. As LCC, leaders should have completed a contract with a middle category of works with a construction cost of at least 50% of the ABC, or equivalent to 77,293,935.71 of the contract to be bid. For the major category of works, RCP, roads construction, and PCCP. For similar categories of work, RRP, road rehabilitation, PCCP. RCPP, that is roads, construction, tunnel, PCCP. For work experience requirements for the key personnel, for project manager, at least 5 minimum years of total work experience in position, and 5 minimum years of similar experience in position. For project engineer, 5 minimum years of total work experience in position, and 3 minimum years of similar experience in position. For materials engineers, he must be an accredited materials engineer too. For quantity engineer or surveyor, at least 3 minimum years of total work experience in position, and 2 minimum years of similar experience in position. For foreman, at least 5 minimum years of total work experience in position, and 3 minimum years of similar experience in position. Safety officer accredited by DOLE. Pollution control officer must have a certificate of training issued by an EMB recognized organization. Note: materials engineer's assignment must be compliant to DPWH Department Order Number 98 Series of 2016, revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors, consultant materials engineer. For the minimum major equipment requirements, please refer to bid data sheet. And the list of materials and equipment must be in accordance with Department Order Number 11 Series of 2017. That's all. Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bernard. So, any question for that particular contract? Sir, next, plastic equipment. Okay po.
Same as the first contract.
Okay. So, So we have the provision for 4x2 pickup, so this type pickup on rental basis. This is likewise brand new. Should be brand new. Okay, so we proceed to the court, and it's the last project for the big conference, 24B00049, to be presented once again by Ma'am Cecil.
Thank you, sir. For contract ID 24B00049, this project name is Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System, Bridge Program, Construction of New Bridges, Bucao Bridge along junction of Nagtipunan, Nueva, Vizcaya Road, via Dupax. The location is at Nagtipunan, Quirino, to be implemented by regional office. Its funding source is 2024 GAA, with an ABC of 48,250,000 pesos. For the brief project description, it is a bridge completion with approaches, earthworks, concreting, slope protection, and road safety facilities. The length of approach A is 430.5 meters, the bridge proper length is 77 meters, and the length of approach B is 430.50 meters. With the respect to the scope of work under the facilities of the engineer, there will be a provision on rental basis of a 4x4 pick-up type service vehicle for the engineer, operation and maintenance of the 4x4 pick-up type service vehicle for the engineer. This is brand new, and it's 4x4 because it's located in a mountainous area. For the items of work under the general requirements, we have project billboards and signboards for DPWH, COA, and DNR, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization and demobilization, and environmental management and monitoring. For earthworks, the items of work under this is the removal of actual structures and obstruction of PCCP and RCPC, removal of structures and obstruction concrete, excavation of structures, foundation fill, shoring, cribbing, and related works, onshoring, embankment from roadway, structure excavation and barrow, and sub-grade preparation. For sub-base and base course, we have aggregate sub-base course, while for surface courses, we have slurry surface treatment and PCCP of thickness of 0.15 meters and 0.28 meters thick. It's a 14-day concrete. Under the roads and bridge construction, the items of work are concrete piles cast in drilled holes of 1.4 meter diameter, permanent casing, 1.4 meter diameter, 10 mm thick, concrete railing, pile integrity testing, low strain, high strain dynamic testing, bolts with nuts and washers, reinforcing steel grade 40 and 60 for bridge, structural concrete 20.68 megapascal, class A 14 days, structural concrete 20.68 and 27.58 megapascals for class A 28 days, structural concrete, painting works, reinforcing steel bars, grade 40, clean concrete, class B, 16.5 megapascals, paint, pre-molded expansion joint filler with sealant of 12 mm. For drainage and slope protection structures, we have rubble concrete, hand blade rock embankment, drain pipe, galvanized. And for the miscellaneous structures, we have curb and gutter cast in place, metal guardrails, metal beams, including post single W beam, metal beam end piece, bonus, hazard markers, chevron signs, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, white and yellow, reflectorized thermoplastic rumble strips, roadway lighting, reinforced concrete pedestal or pole, and waterproofing on deck slab epoxy base. For the contract duration, we have a total of 252 calendar days, inclusive of the predetermined and workable days of 17 calendar days and valid and holidays of 43 calendar days. For the eligibility requirements, is required for a receipt of license to have at least a size range of at least medium A. Next, LCC, for bidders, should have completed a contract on major category of work with construction costs of at least 50% of the ABC, which is 24,125,000 pesos of the contract to be bid. The major category of work should be CP, bridges, construction, concrete, superstructure, with cast-in-place piles. For the similar categories of work, we have BR8CCP, bridges, rehabilitation, concrete superstructure with cast-in-place piles, BRD-CCP, bridges, retrofitting concrete superstructure with cast-in-place piles, BCP, bridges, construction with board piles, BRT, bridges, rehabilitation with board piles, BRC, bridges, rehabilitation concrete, BCC, bridges, construction concrete, and DRR, bridges, rehabilitation, retrofitting. As to the project requirements for the work experience and for the key personnel and the minimum major equipment requirements, please refer to the bid data sheet. That's all, sir.
Okay, any question?
With regards to sa downgrade, pati ano nga doon siya? Nakalagay kasi dyan yung bull nose. Kasi once i-mention yung bull nose, instead na bull nose, yung end rail sana. Kasi yung bull nose, ganito lang. Yung nakalagay. Hindi naman tayo naglalagay ng ganito. Yung end rail. Hindi daw i-specify na bull nose. Kasi yung bull nose, iba yung ano niya. Yung itsura. Yung nakalagay sa dulo. Yan na lang natin. Parang engine sa... Yung bulos. Kasi iba yung itsura ng bulos. Yung parang yung nakalikot.
Okay, so that's the suggestion of Engineer Joel, Ma'am Jessie. So, are we going to modify this particular item? Okay, so Sir Larry, please take note of that. So we will be issuing the bulletin to that effect. Okay, so any other question regarding the four projects? Yes, Mr. Bernard.
Okay, pakibalik ko doon sa ako kanina pa. Regarding doon sa kwan sa detector, yung signboards, nasa identification dyan mo kwan, yung kasi pagkano i-check na lang natin yung kwan, kung gagawin is aluminum or kwan.
Yung findings, yung comment po ni Sir Joel kanina, is it applicable to the four projects or particularly 24B00049 only? Lahat po. Okay, so okay. Sige. Okay, so Sir Larry, please take note of that. So it's applicable daw dun sa apat po na na-present natin. Okay, so we now proceed to the yes.
Sir, we will see if it's in the KLP. Kung nandun sa yung description niya, naka-pulmos lang yung nandun sa description sa CNP.
Kasi yung nakita namin sa plano, nakalagay kasi doon. Yung bulnos nga doon sa ano, pero doon sa drawing niya, hindi bulnos. Kaya hindi siya contradicting siya. Kaya nagiging fine.
Okay, so we now proceed to the second part, this presentation as the requirements of the bidding documents to be presented by Attorney Witt.
So good morning everyone. For the technical and financial requirements, to be contained in the first envelope is the technical proposal, which includes the following documents. The eligibility requirements. These must be updated in the DPWH Civil Works Registry. The bid security, the project requirements, including the organizational chart for the contract to be bid. The list of contractors, key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their complete qualification and experience data, and the list of contractors, construction and laboratory equipment pledged to the contract supported by proofs of ownership or lease agreement and the omnibus sworn statement. For the registration in the DPWH Civil Works application, if the bidder is not enrolled in the CWA, the bidder must submit its Class A and Class B documents, excluding the 5 Class A documents covered by the Field Registration Certificate. On the other hand, if the bidder is enrolled in the CWA, it must update the pertinent documents in the CWA through the contractor profile application in the DPWH website. As to the bid security, the bid validity period and the bid security validity period shall be 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. The bid security shall include a bid securing declaration or at least one other form, which may be a cash or cashier's manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank, or a bank draft guarantee a revocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank equivalent to 2% of the ABC, or a surety bond callable on demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security equivalent to 5% of the ABC. For the second envelope, which shall contain the financial proposal, it should have the following documents. The bid form, which must be signed, indicating the total bid price and contract duration. Also, the bill of quantities, also signed with bid prices. The detailed estimates, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid, and the cash flow by quarter and payment schedule. During bid evaluation, the bank shall evaluate the financial proposal using non-discretionary criteria including arithmetical corrections for computational errors and thus determine the correct total calculated bid pricing. The bank shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. So the following factors are to be considered in the evaluation of the bid prices. As to completeness, if no price in the required item, it shall be considered non-complying. If indicating a zero or dash, it shall be free to the government. All prices are deemed to include all taxes, bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including where applicable, BOQ shall be considered non-responsive. As to arithmetical corrections, if there are conflicts between the bid price and figures and words, the words shall prevail. Total price versus unit price per item, unit price prevails. Total price versus actual sum of component items, actual prevails. Unit cost in detailed estimate versus unit cost and BOQ. And again, if above ABC shall be considered non-compliant. During post-qualification, for RA 9184 and DPWH Department Orders number 127, series of 2018, and Department Order number 9, series of 2012, The verification of the legal requirements, including the licenses, certificates, permits, and it will be asserting whether the bidder is included or not included in the blacklist of contractors provided by the DPWH and the GPPD. Also, the verification of technical requirements, the compliance of single largest completed contract similar to the contract being procured, the competence and experience of the key personnel to be assigned to the project, the availability of major equipment units pledged to the project. Take note that failure of the prospective bidder to state a complete technical description of the pledged equipment and the specific location with their own lease or under purchase agreement shall result in the bidder's automatic post-disqualification for award of contract and forfeiture of its bid security per Department Order Number 58, Series of 2012, and the authenticity of the bid security. Also, during post-qualification, the performance of the contractor in its ongoing projects, no negative slippage of at least 15% in a single contract, or no negative slippage of at least 10% in 2 or more contracts, failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts in the prescribed date after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of effects and deficiencies, or failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance in the prescribed date after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures, or no substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or no unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection, or non-liquidated damages currently imposed on the contractor and the result of the contractor's performance evaluation system. Per Department Order Number 9, Series of 2012, the requirements for the civil works projects for public bidding. If a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the same time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that, number 1, the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract, and number 2, he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. The bidder may propose a technical person who is not its employee, provided that the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded the contract under bidding. This certification shall be included in the first envelope of the sealed bid and also to be verified during post-qualification if the set of equipment pledged by the bidder, as mentioned earlier. The bidder should specify in the submitted bid the location of the equipment where they can be inspected. If any piece of the equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder shall be disqualified. So reminders for the date of submission of clarification. It shall be 10 days before the submission of bids, which shall be on January 30, 2024 until 10 a.m. Manual submissions shall be at the Procurement Conference Room, 4th floor, DPWH Regional Office 2, Extension Building 2, Regional Government Center, Tarik Sur, Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. While electronic submissions may be done through electronic bids _R2@dpwh.gov.ph. For the number of copies of bid proposal, the prospective bidders are required to submit 1 original copy sealed in an envelope. And for the date and place of opening of bids, it shall be on January 30, 2024 after the deadline of receipt of bids at the Procurement Conference Room, 4th floor, DPWH Regional Office 2, Extension Building 2, Regional Government Center, Tarik Sur, Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. And please note that bidding documents and plans may be downloaded from the PhilJets and DPWH website. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Faith. So, do we have any other matters to discuss pertaining to this for contracts under private conference? Okay, so hearing none, so before we adjourn, I would like to thank everyone for their attendance for today's private conference. And I would like to request, of course, our PAC Secretary to please prepare the minutes of these proceedings as well as to take down the suggestions that we take up a while back. So, any motion for adjournment?
Mr. Vice Chair, I move for the adjournment of this private conference.
I second the motion.
Okay, so after proper motion duly seconded, I now declare this private conference